Good afternoon, dear viewers. I'm happy to welcome you to the Sovelmash channel. This is Alexander Sudarev as always, and today we'll talk about what processes are taking place on the side of the Design and Technological Bureau. Actually, behind my back, you see another machine. This apparently is a milling machine. It has arrived to us like a lot of equipment and is waiting for the commissioning process and placing it in its rightful place. And it should be noted that every week we have more and more equipment in the Design and Technological Bureau, and each of these machines is not that we need it. Each machine is simply necessary to fulfill the tasks set for the project and to perform the works which in fact we need. So we're not just creating model development here in terms of documentation, we create prototypes. We manufacture all of it in iron, so to speak. We test all of it in our test laboratory. After that, we prepare for the creation of batches for mass production. And most importantly, we must create equipment for this mass production. So all this equipment, CNC milling, CNC turning machines, they're necessary not only to create the motors themselves, but also for tooling and for the means of production. That is why we need it all very much. Let's go on and see what we are working with today. The equipment is already located not only near the entrance, but it is also arranged all over the shop floor. And again, you can see that in addition to the commissioned and working equipment, there are things here that need to be set up. This machine, for example, has already been put out, but it's not yet connected. If we turn the camera upwards, we will see that the guys are now preparing the power grid in order to connect the power supply according to a permanent scheme for each piece of equipment. That's important. The power quality should be high enough. There are also two ladies standing here, which are busy doing something, and here we see such chunks, billets. They're actually blanks for aircraft engines in the format of motor wheels. And it must be said that it is another new iteration. That is, this product will already look, well, let's say it will be the most suitable specifically for mass production. But again, it should be noted that there is the concept of small series and there is the concept of full-fledged serial production. Naturally, for full-fledged mass production, these parts must be cast and not turned from blanks, because all of this is reflected on the cost of production. Let's move on. Now let's go into the gallery where we have the milling machines. The work is being conducted here right now. A number of products are being made. Right here you can see the next iteration of the stator for the aircraft engine. It has already undergone some changes, and in my opinion it looks quite interesting, with high quality, and most importantly, if you understand what all these grooves, notches, holes were made for, and if you know the history, then of course it's a completely different entourage, let's call it like that. Here we also have the production. Well, the production is completed for such a part. This part here. You can even pause the video and write a commentary. What is it? What does it look like? I think that you've done it. Now let me tell you. This is a mold for our induction molding machine in order to mold plastic housings for motor controllers, particularly aircraft controllers, for super heavy-duty quadricopters. Naturally, these parts don't just appear by themselves. Before each part appears, a polygonal 3D model is worked out in the computer, on the basis of which, based on all the calculations, everything that we need to produce on the machines is designed with high precision. It is worth noting that the development of these 3D models takes into account not only the dimensions of the part itself, and not only the accuracies required here, but it is also necessary to work out the movement of the CNC machine itself in order to ensure the correct passes and again, well, the corresponding quality. Work also continues on the stator packages for the aircraft engine. They have undergone some changes. In particular, the previous iteration of the engine was with a 35mm package. This one is now 50mm. Well, it has increased to 50mm. Why? To provide an additional power margin, so that the future product can operate in an even more aggressive environment, with higher loads in the long term. All of this here is prototyping, and it is natural that a number of other technologies will already be used in the creation of serial engine samples. But nevertheless, for rapid prototyping, for rapid characterization, we need to resort to high-tech solutions. In particular, laser welding. Tooling needs to be created to make all those packages. Laser cutting is necessary here as well. Also, we have already seen milling machines, CNC lathes, and so on. So all of this allows us to work quickly and to do rapid development of the motors that are needed now. Well, and while we're speaking about the testing, what you see now is footage from the test lab, where the motor screw pair characterization bench has arrived. This will allow us to obtain characteristics more accurately, quickly, and conveniently, which is also important. Characteristics specifically from aircraft drives. This is a very relevant area for us now, so the process of assembling and commissioning of the bench is already underway. Well, and now we have moved to another room, which now looks insufficiently finished. Why unfinished? Because there is still work being done here. Or rather, it will be done in the near future. Work concerning commissioning of the equipment. It's heavy equipment, an aluminum casting station, it's a 300-ton press, of course an amazing machine called a chiseling machine is necessary for tapping the keyway inside the diameters of the products, and so on. So all of this equipment is necessary in order to create electrical machines which rotate, and unless a company has this kind of capacity, it is virtually impossible to do the development from scratch and create all the motor elements within one company, within one building. Just impossible. That is, screwdriver assembly, yes, it's possible. Some borrowed housing parts, plates and so on, yes, all of that is quite possible. But in order to make a full cycle of production, we need all this and more. Because at least now, we do not see stamps, and they should be there. We won't tell you in this video what each piece of equipment is needed for, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. Write in the comments what you are interested in and what you would like to learn in the first place. And we will do our best to inform you and bring you the news. Thank you for your attention, for your support, and see you soon!